Around 5 a.m. on January 26, 2022, the Austin Police Department responded to a deadly conduct call in the 1100 block of Runberg Lane. The home had been shot at multiple times.
Police department.
Responding officers investigated the scene.
Let me go see if I can find some casings and see where they actually shot from, because usually there's like the shell casings around the wall.
Okay.
But no one is hurt, right? No one needs an ambulance or anything like that?
No, my daughter's fine. She just worked right now.
Well, it wouldn't be coming down because it would have hit here. It would be coming more that way. Just open it up and fold it right up. Show the live feed.
The residents didn't disclose to the officers that they had moved 17-year-old high school student Andron Petaway, who was unconscious at the kitchen table, to the back bedroom behind a closed door shortly before the officers arrived.
So what they did was they took him to the room. Of course, during this time, they had enough time to put what they needed to on him, as well as take what they wanted off of him, if that makes sense. They put him in the room and they called the police. The police came out and they walked through the house, did their investigation, and the officer went to their back patio looking for more casings. And he looks through the window and he sees Andron laying on the floor, and he tells the officer that there's a kid in there sleeping.
There's a guy sleeping right there.
And he's breathing.
He's breathing.
But Andron wasn't asleep. He was unconscious. He was suffering lethal effects from the synthetic opioid fentanyl, a drug that's 50 times more potent than heroin and is frequently found in counterfeit pharmaceuticals. He was dying.
Before you go to your house, but
The officers continued to investigate the scene for another 45 minutes, then left.
yeah, and please, again, if anything happens, please call us back.
Okay.
All right, take care.
So they saw my baby in there breathing, as when they took him from the table, he was breathing. And then once the officers left, the family went in there. That's when Andron was no longer breathing, and that's when they decided to call me, and I had to inform them to call 911.
Tell me exactly what happened.
My son has a friend over and he's not waking up. So his mom asked me to call the ambulance.
Okay, I have the ambulance already on the way. Are you with him now?
Yeah.
Denise, how old is he?
How old is he? He's 17.
Is he awake?
No, he's not.
Is he breathing?
Is he breathing? No, they're saying he's not breathing.
Okay, I'm sending paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line. Okay. Denise, listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions. Make sure he is flat on his back on the floor.
Yeah, he's flat on his back.
On the breastbone, right between the nipples. Put your other hand on top of that hand. Pump the chest hard and fast, at least twice per second and 2 inches deep. Let the chest come all the way up between pumps. We're going to do this until Hope can take over. Count out loud so I can count with you.
Okay. We're done? We're done. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, you need to count way faster than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please keep counting out loud, Denise, to make sure we're doing it correctly.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Whoever is
3,
doing the
4.
compressions is the one that needs to be counting out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
1,
3,
2,
4.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep doing the compressions over and over. Don't give up. This will keep us going until the paramedics arrive.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I really want to make sure there's not like 100 on this.
Let's not shot up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they brought him. He was at the table the whole time they were working this. So a few rounds went through the house, so that's why he doesn't have like this. No, they just drove by for the alleyway. He was at the table on their spot, and they brought him over here while that was going on. Oh, and then they checked on him.
No.
No, I'm just saying that's what they were telling me.
No.
That's why I'm saying he probably got an hour.
Yeah.
Giving Epi.
Okay, heard Epi.
That's all it was. Yeah, they said they're like, yeah, we just checked him. When all the cops left, we realized that he wasn't breathing because he was sleeping on the table. We picked him up, laid him in the room, and he's cold already. I mean, they're working on him.
Responding paramedics attempted to revive Andron, but they were too late. Andron was gone. The Austin Police Department didn't respond to our requests for comment regarding Andron's case. However, we were able to confirm that our requests were received by the department. Austin Police Detective Jennifer Taylor was responsible for the investigation into Andron's death.
And then there was the head detective, Jennifer Taylor, who throughout this case was clearly biased, and I'll tell you why. Because one of the first things she said to me was, "Oh, I know Andron from some cases that I was working." So she already had her mind made up about Andron.
Hello. Hi, Ms. Horton. This is Detective Taylor from yesterday. We spoke when I was here for Andron. Yeah. Are y'all doing okay?
Yeah, we're trying to make it.
Okay.
It's hard.
So I had a couple follow-up questions after watching the video, and nobody's in trouble, okay? Nobody's in trouble at all. This kid was not murdered or anything like that. But there's a little bit of a discrepancy, like as far as when he was found and when he was moved to the bedroom, because the officers were there on that shooting, right? And he didn't come out of that back bedroom. So I'm just trying to find out when he was put in that bedroom and when y'all actually discovered him. It seems like y'all knew that he wasn't breathing when the officers were there on the deadly conduct. And I understand being scared because now you've got a dead kid in your house, right?
We didn't know until after they left. We thought he was just sleeping at the kitchen table.
So what time was he moved to that back bedroom? Was he carried? Did he get up and walk on his own? What happened with that?
The kids carried him.
Okay. And did they suspect that he was deceased?
Nobody did. We thought he was just sleeping because this is not the first time that he came to the house and he was on pills like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The last time he did it, he was just in the living room laid out, you know. I mean, you get so high and you can't move.
Yeah.
So that's what we were thinking. So we thought he was just sleeping like he usually do.
Okay.
So the kids put him in the room to sleep.
What time was that? Do you remember?
I don't know. We were so worked up about the shooting. I know the shooting happened around 5 o'clock. We called the police like at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you ask Marquise what time he moved him to the bedroom?
Marquise is not with us today. He went home.
Okay. What about your other son? Is he with you guys?
Yeah, he's here.
Can you ask him just what time that they moved him? And again, he's not in trouble or anything. I just want to, be able to know exactly what happened.
Turn the music down. She said, "Do you know what time y'all moved Andron yesterday to the bedroom?" This is a detective. Do you remember? He said right after the police left.
Okay, well, because he was not in the kitchen when the police were there. And on body camera, the police, when they're looking for bullet holes, they see Andron asleep in the back bedroom. They're like, "Oh, there's somebody sleeping. There's no bullet holes in this room." So they didn't go and check on him because it looked like he was sleeping. So it was before the police got there, and I'm just wondering about what time they moved him, because that'll be the last time, I guess.
Around 5 o'clock. It was around 5, because that's when the shooting happened, and that's when I got up out the. Well, the shooting happened. We jumped out of bed,
And where was Andron when you jumped out of bed?
It was 5 o'clock when I called 911, around 5 o'clock.
Where was Andron when you jumped out of bed?
I didn't even go to my bedroom when the shooting happened. They put me in the bathroom, so I don't know where Andron was.
Okay. Because he wasn't in the kitchen when police got there the first time. So I just wanted to know what time somebody last believed him to be alive. Whether, like...
See, that's the thing. Everybody would sleep at night. So.
But somebody moved him from the kitchen to the bedroom, and I just want to know from that person about what time that was. And your son just said it was after the police left, but that's not true.
Yeah, it was good while the police was there. Because I remember talking to the police officer. Was he there? Was the police there when he got moved? Yeah, no. We tried to wake him up.
That's not true.
She's saying that's not true.
I watched the camera, and tell him he's not in trouble. Can I talk to him?
She said you're not in trouble. But she said she want to know what time we moved Andron. Y'all moved him after y'all moved him before the police got there. I think it was before the police got there, because you was trying to wake him up and you kept saying Andron, but you was on the phone with the police at the same time. I guess around 5 o'clock. Yeah, it was 5 o'clock.
So
because I was on the phone, it was 5 o'clock.
So you were on the phone with 911, and that's when he was moved?
No, he was already moved when I was on the phone with 911.
Okay. I really don't... So there's just some things not making sense, and I just want to kind of wrap my head around, like, a timeline as far as when Andron was moved, and, like, was it before or after the police got there for the shooting? Was it an hour before the shooting? Who moved him? And nobody's in trouble. I just... The story that was told to me yesterday wasn't true based on body camera, so I just wanted to go back and follow up and see maybe if you remembered better, or because, you know, his family was asking some of these questions, and, you know, it made sense. I just kind of took you guys' word for it yesterday. So, who moved Andron from the kitchen to the bedroom?
Marquise.
Okay.
And Dejan.
Okay. And what were they concerned at that time?
They thought he was sleeping. He was laid over. They thought he was sleeping. He was sitting at the kitchen table, and they thought he was sleeping. We had no idea this little boy got overdosed in my house.
Oh, I know that. I'm not blaming anybody at all except Andron. I'm just trying to get a timeline correct, because the report of what was told to me yesterday didn't match with the body camera. So when there's a discrepancy like that, I have to just ask more questions. So mostly it's my fault for not asking more questions yesterday. So Dejan and Marquis moved Andron from the kitchen table to the back bedroom to basically put him to bed, right? Is that what they were doing?
Right.
Okay. And how long before the shooting was that?
It wasn't before the shooting.
Okay.
It was after.
Okay. So
everybody was asleep in the house until the shooting happened. You got me? We were asleep until the shooting happened. When the shooting happened, my daughter came. We heard the gunshots. Everybody jumped up out of bed.
Right.
My daughter came out of her room screaming and hollering because the bullet almost hit her in her head. Her bed is at the window.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Was panicking, and I thought nothing of Andron because I'm concerned about my daughter.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
We had a whole lot going on yesterday. So.
I know, and it was a terrible day, and I'm sorry that happened and that Andron overdosed in your apartment, and I know that you weren't aware he was overdosing.
So we got my daughter panicking. We not really paying attention to time. Nothing like that. We were concerned. Oh, we saw that one. Yeah, you can look at the 911 call and see. Maybe you can do that, but...
Well, I've looked at it. I just want to know, did you move Andron from the kitchen table to the back bedroom before the police got there?
No. It was after they got there.
Okay, where were the police when y'all moved him?
Outside. They had wrapped up everything. They were outside looking for bullet shells.
Okay. So it was right after the officer got there and got your information they were looking. Because they came into the house, and while they were looking for those shell casings, they saw Andron in that back bedroom. And they were like, oh, there's a dude sleeping back there.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
So sometime between the time that y'all called 911 and the time that the officers got there, Andron was moved from the kitchen to the bedroom. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And Marquis and Dejan moved him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And is it a normal occurrence for Andron to be passed out from pills?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. This is not... He hasn't overdosed at our house before, but he's overdosed at his mom's house, at school. I mean...
Yeah, I read all those reports. I know that...
Yeah, it's not the first time he's overdosed.
Right.
In the police report, it states that my son passed away up to an hour of him being found. That is the entire hour that police department and that family was there during that investigation. It's crazy. My son never got an investigation due to APD's stigma, and I believe because of the bias of the officer. They were completely defending this family. They never gave Andron a chance. Here we are, 2.5 years later, and about 2-3 months ago, this family, the mother, the father, as well as 3 or 4 more people, were picked up in connection to one of the biggest overdose outbreaks that Austin has ever seen. 71 overdose, 9 deaths. When they were picked up, they were charged with a controlled substance, which was fentanyl. They were charged in possession of fentanyl. They were given a $10,000 bond, and they bonded out.
So they're out right now.
They're out right now. And my thing is, have you given Andron a chance? Maybe some of these families wouldn't have gone through that. And how many more has it been that they've affected before they even got caught? And even though these people have been picked up under investigation for these others, and also the fact that they got caught with fentanyl, I still cannot get a DA or a lawyer or anyone to look into Andron's case. Why is that? Why does his life not matter? Why does his case not matter?